What's going on, everyone? It's Nina Infinity. Welcome to my channel on this Wednesday. This is Breaking the Narrative, and I have a very, very special guest tonight. Tonight, he saved the universe. He's going to save the galaxy. This galaxy. We have Sam Jones with us tonight. How are you doing, Sam?
Fantastic, and thank you for having me. And by the way, I helped a little bit with the galaxy.
Okay, just a little bit. I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm fangirling a little bit. But to offset my fangirling, I also have another one here with us tonight. That Star Wars girl is here. Hello, Anna. How are you doing?
Hello, hello. Thank you for inviting me, and it's nice to meet you three gentlemen.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Same here.
Oh, this is so wholesome already. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. Why am I so nervous? Ooh, it's just there's just so much excitement going on with me right now. So we also have Rob here. Hello, Rob. How you doing tonight?
Doing fine, thank you.
Excellent. And Rob, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you're involved with Sam and what's going on with you?
Well, I've done a couple comics previous to this and independent comics. I met Sam a few years ago, and he came over to my table. We were at a Comic-Con. Of course, he has his table and his fans coming to see him. And he ventured out into the halls like he does, and he came across my place I had with my art. Bought a couple paintings from me. One was Wonder Woman, one was Captain America, and so we kind of had a relationship going there since then. And then I met him like 2 years later, and I had the seed of an idea about Sam going into space and saving the galaxy. And I walked up to him. I walked up to his table, and Sam knows the story. I said, Sam, I got a pitch, and he said, shoot. So we talked a bit, bounced some ideas, and he's been a creative influence in this whole thing since the very beginning. And we made some talk, and then we actually I got to work on a script and the art, and the book's is pretty much done. It's the coloring's just tweaking the coloring. Joe is over there, and he's going to be lettering it. So it's pretty well finished.
We already got some more backers too.
Oh,
amazing. Yes. And of course, last but not least, Joey's also here. So can you, Joe? I'm sorry.
Yep.
Did I pronounce your name wrong? I called you Joey, but
no, Joey's fine. A lot of people call me that.
I call him Joey.
Well, tell us a little bit about yourself as well, please.
Well, I came into this, I funded a little tiny book called Blue Phoenix, but yeah, it was a successful campaign on this. And whenever I found out my dad was working on a book with Sam J. Jones there, I was like, you know what, we should crowdfund this thing and make it, bring it to people and see what they think of it. So yeah, I'm basically running the campaign, and
yes, he is.
Set it
it's
all
really
up
exciting. It's really exciting.
We got some great tiers too to look at. So yeah, it's going well though so far. I'm having fun with it. I'm coloring and lettering it too. Yeah, the sketch card tier is going to be great. Right, Daddy? Do you have any there to show them? Do you have any?
Oh, sure. I got them. I got a bunch of them. I already put them in the plastic here, but where are they at? There's a few of them right there.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah, all different.
Everybody gets, whoever gets it gets it. So I got a bunch of them here. Yeah, there he is right there. There's the man.
There he is.
Yeah. All right.
Amazing. So
I've drawn Sam J. Jones so many times. I'm seeing him in my dreams.
No, so my amazing mods will be dropping the link of the campaign in the chat, and of course it's in the description as well as the pinned comment. So we definitely want to get this funded tonight, and it's one of those things, because I'm in a creator space in YouTube. We call it content creators, and one of the things that we've kind of noticed happening is this kind of shift in what people are looking for in their superhero stories, in their comic book stories. And it seems like a lot of times that the big companies like Marvel, DC, and all of these places aren't really providing that kind of entertainment anymore. Most of it is really filled with, gender identity or politics, or there's a lot
Yeah.
of baggage involved. And
Mhm.
so, Anna's involved with this little place called Comicsgate. And
Wait a
maybe
second. Isn't that a hat group?
Exactly. It's a hat group.
and I would like her to kind of expand on what I'm saying, because I think that it's really cool to have independent comic creators
Mhm.
come out and put out their products online and have everyone get involved in backing what they like. So Anna, can you explain a little bit about that, and how do you feel about independent comic book artists and creators?
Yeah, sure. So I came into all of this by accident because I watched The Last Jedi, and as a hardcore Star Wars fan for my entire life, I was like, "What was this?" I was so angry. I thought I was being pranked. The movie was terrible, and I'm like, I could have told you that this wasn't Star Wars when I was 2 years old. So it just made me so angry. And then I realized, so many other things were, just not right. And I woke up to that with comics when this comic book came out with Captain America saying "Hail Hydra," and I remember being in college and seeing that, be like, "Oh my gosh, like what is going on?" And they eventually fixed it, but it took a while. But just people that were told you can't create these things to tell stories, you have to push some kind of agenda, and I just don't like that. And we're in a time now where you can go online and find anything, and if somebody wants to draw a comic book of, somebody that they met and became friends with at a convention, I think you should be able to do that, and online places like Indiegogo allows you to do that. And so I've, done campaigns myself, and they've been very successful. So, I mean, I think the more the merrier. And it's
Yeah.
really cool what you guys are doing. And so I was excited to learn about this project, and I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. And something tells me, Rob, do you like Frank Frazetta? Were you like inspired by him? I don't know. I just have this feeling. Do you like Frank?
I do. I like his art, and yeah, he took a little stand a few years ago, and I appreciate that. So
Thank
Did
you.
that inspire, or is there like any homages to Frank Frazetta in this comic?
oh, Frazetta. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what. If I could paint like Frank Frazetta, I don't know, but no, it's just and Sam is an iconic actor, very interesting individual. And I know that Stallone had done and they did an Indiegogo, a crowdfunder. I think Keanu Reeves. And I'm
Mhm.
thinking, well, hey, listen, Sam has a following, and he's in super good shape, and I think he could take on that galactic empire if he needed to.
Yeah,
Right,
and
Sam?
speaking of that, actually, Sam, that is something I wanted to ask you myself, because you look like you're in fantastic shape. So can I ask, what is your like daily regimen? Like, what do you do to keep fit and just look as good as you do right now?
Oh, I sleep a lot.
Oh, that's good.
Good.
No, yeah, we're in the industry, and really I look at it as I don't really have a choice. I mean, I do have a choice, but I kind of follow what my buddy Lou Frigno does. Lou just turned 71, and I've known him for 42 years, and his philosophy is he just keeps things simple. There's no great mystery. Of course, he competed for years, and he was Mr. Universe, I don't know how many times. Then he came back at the age of 42. He competed at the age of 42 at 320 pounds, and he got second place in the world. Okay?
Wow,
42.
that's
Anyway,
incredible.
but no, when we train and when he gives me advice, he says, Sam, just keep things simple. He says, unless we're doing major cardio, we don't have time. You just go into your gym. If I have a gym in my home. If I'm on the road, for instance, I'll do a Comic-Con. I do this comic book tour. I'm all over the country and outside and other nations. So if I'm pressed on time and I'm not doing cardio, on my way, listen to this, on my way to the venue, on my way to the convention center with my clothes on. Lou says, just walk into the gym, 12 minutes, pick up the dumbbells and don't put them down for 12 minutes. And what he means by that is lower the weight, do absolute perfect form. And as far as resting between sets, here's the key: 5 to 10 seconds. Okay, that's it.
Wow.
So you're doing something, you're not doing nothing. And then, of course, what you eat, just eat, eat and stay healthy, and then cheat. But you cheat on the weekends. You do not cheat every day because it compounds. So I just keep things healthy, simple. I've oversimplified, and you get results. And then on those days where you have time, you do 45 minutes or an hour and a half. And but the point is, you get it done.
Excellent. I mean, you're so right about that. By the way, the cheating thing, I'm all about the cheating because I have what I call the 80-20 diet, which is like 80% of the time you're strict, very little carbs, no sugars, like get sugar out of your life. Don't listen to Anna because that's all Anna eats is sugar. She's on a sugar diet.
She eats sugar.
Thank you.
She has really good genetics.
If you heard my diet, you'd be like, how are you not 500 pounds?
She literally eats pixie sticks, Sam. Like she just slams the pixie stick.
I have a very fast metabolism, which allows me to do that for now. Hoping it lasts as long as possible.
But Anna does also work out. That's why she's in great shape. And that's the thing, though, is I listen to your diet, and I think that's the key, is that the strictness, and then you can still cheat. So like you don't have to be so strict, because that's when you like just fall off the wagon altogether. When you're always strict, you're like, oh no, I don't want to do this. But that's incredible. And now to your movie, to this little movie that you did, can you talk about that a little bit? Because okay, let me start by saying that I watched it for the first time last night. I know that's terrible of me. I should have probably watched it much longer ago.
You didn't watch it? Oh, okay. To be fair, you were from Iran, but really?
Yeah, I didn't.
Seen it?
You know what's funny? The reason I was even introduced to it was through Voyager. I saw, how Paris used to do the hologram.
Oh yeah, the holodeck.
Yeah, with what did he do? Captain Planet or whatever? Yeah.
Captain Proton.
Captain Proton, that's right. Captain Proton. And then I was like, this looks really familiar. Like, what is that? Like, isn't this a real thing? And then I realized that was actually like the Flash Gordon parody that they did from the 50s. So I was like, what is this thing? And then, so I had your movie in my like list of to watch list, because I had checked out some of the old school 50s one, like the original one. And I was like, I gotta watch this 80s movie. And then it just, never happened because it goes on the back burner. And then I landed this interview and I'm like, well, obviously I'm gonna have to watch it now. So last night I sat there and watched the movie, and I gotta say, man, that movie is incredible. It's incredible because of what you see in the 30s. Thank you. It wasn't 50s, it was their 30s. And it's incredible because you see the amount of production value that went into it, and the amount of just energy and just everything that went into it. You don't really see that anymore, especially with like CGI and everything like that.
Yes.
Everything is tangible in that movie. Everything is just so beautifully made. There's so much detail. So Sam, can you tell me a little bit about what that experience was like working on that set?
Yes, I will. At first, I want to say to both of you, Anna and Nina, thank you for your honesty and for your integrity. Your little opening monologue, Anna, about sort of taking on Goliath, I guess you could call it, and just I guess a lot of the Goliaths, they don't, for some reason, they think they have to get more creative just for creative sake, and they lose. What they lose is that inherent, the loyalty to the inherent characteristics of these heroes and these superheroes. So God bless both of you for what you're doing and the stand that you're taking, that you've taken.
Thank you.
And that you continue to do. I mean that. And Nina, yeah, you're right. We're not going to see this anymore. I tell you why. Because first of all, the production designer was Daniele Donati. Well, who's Donati? He did all the Fellini movies. Dino De Laurentiis hired him to do all the Fellini movies. And also, you're right. We didn't have CG. It wasn't computer generated. We had blue screen, but that's a whole different animal. Mm-hmm. And remember, the Italians did all the costumes and the set design. So they, for instance, Ming the Merciless, his costume was over 30,000 red sequin beads that they hand sew onto this costume. Mm-hmm. And you're not going to find that. So when that film and that lighting, when real film back then hits and the lighting hits that the sequence, it captures a look that you really can't master anymore. And now, did you see it with the original type print? Because the Michael Hodges also remastered it into 4K. Did you see the 4K?
I watched the 4K.
Oh, so that must have been really.
It was good. Incredible. I mean, like, and it was weird too because I just recently, well, the Little Mermaid remake has been in the talks for a while, and like one of the things that I'm not gonna go see that movie. I have my own reasons because The Little Mermaid was my favorite movie, and I'm like, this isn't made for me kind of thing. But one of the things that I saw coming out about it was the fact that they didn't even give her like a Disney princess dress, or they didn't even give her like this extravagant, beautiful dress to make. And my God, Princess Aura's dress in that movie. And I was like, all of the costumes for the princesses, even the slave girls, and like all of the different
and Dale's outfits.
Yes. Oh my God. It was just so beautiful. Like I was like, this is the kind of costume you want to see for a Disney princess, or like any type of princess movie or whatever you want to see. Yeah. This is the amount of detail that people would want to see. And of course, I mean, this can't even be understated. The soundtrack of the movie Queen was incredible. I mean, it's just, there's so much to it. What was it like to work and kiss the princess, Sam? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, I classified that was probably the most difficult scene I had to do in the movie. The director came to me. We were pressed for time. He said, "Look, we only have a few minutes to shoot this scene." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Okay." And it's the seduction. If you remember, it's the mental telepathy seduction type scene. Mm-hmm. And in a way he wanted to do it. And then I said, okay, well, what do you want to change now, since it was scripted to shoot? You know, we were supposed to put a lot of time into this. He said, oh, you know what, I'm going to put Ornella on your lap and you guys just go for it from there.
Wow.
Okay. So after the first take, I said, Mr. Director Michael, I said, I need another take. I'm not quite getting it. So I'm being facetious. So I milked that scene for 4 hours.
Oh my God. That's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to find a good picture of her to pull up right now. Everything is blurry, but there's one with you both. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Like, we're talking about this. Yeah, if you guys don't remember, this was the scene, and you were
oh yes, there's Ornella. How about that eye makeup?
I know.
It just,
they kind of made her look a little bit like a Vulcan with the eyebrows all the way up there.
Yeah.
It worked on her.
But she was wonderful. I mean, she had already made, this is 1979. She had already made about 15 films, and she speaks 4 languages. So some of the movies were in French, Italian, German, and of course, English. It was wonderful.
she was incredible, and so was your other co-star. I mean, they like all the
Melody.
people.
Yeah.
Yes, all the
Melody
people
Anderson.
involved. Do you still keep in contact with her? Because I read about her and she's in Canada and she's not acting anymore. But are you still in touch?
Are you talking about Ornella? Or are you talking about Melody?
Melody.
Yeah, Melody had spent a lot of time in Canada. She went to New York and now she's back in California, but I probably stay in contact with her more than anybody. But let me just say this. So for our 40th anniversary, which was 2020, so here's what I did. Listen to this. In January of 2020, I contacted Ornella, Melody, Brian Blessed, who played Ming the Merciless. And I was in negotiations with Timothy Dalton. Of course, Max was, he was pretty much, he was not interested in traveling at that point because of his age. So I had the two leading ladies and myself and Brian Blessed signed to do a 40th anniversary international tour, January 2020.
Oh, no.
So you know what happened?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Man.
So
That's
More reason to hate COVID.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
that's terrible. What?
yeah.
That would
So
have
I
been
went ahead
so
and did it. I went ahead and did it without it.
Oh,
Oh,
Because I don't
he's
care.
a
I don't.
star, so
I
it
don't.
works.
You know, they say, Sam, look, when you come to this event, you have to wear a mask, a face shield, and a plexiglass wall. I said, okay. And so they take me to the venue. So I said, as soon as I got to my table, I said, tear down that wall. Tear down that wall. I felt like Ronald Reagan, tear
Yeah,
down.
tear down that wall. Yeah, like, dude, I mean, one of the reasons I made my YouTube channel and this show specifically Breaking the Narrative was because of the whole COVID narrative and how
Yeah.
we were being fed so many different things. And
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, we need to, especially the media, you know how the media is, they're always making things up. They're always trying to push that divide, and they're trying to push that narrative. So I thought of the name Breaking the Narrative, and I wanted to discuss what is going on with our daily life, whether it's in entertainment, culture, pop culture, politics, all that stuff. And it's really incredible that that you're here today. So I mean, I know that COVID messed your plans up, but because of COVID, I have this channel and you're here today. So,
That's wonderful.
I always have to try and look at things that, the cup half full kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now, tell me a little bit more about the
comic book.
process. Yeah.
Oh,
Tell me about the comic book.
Yeah, Rod, like you said, we talked about it 2 years ago, and it's done. It's happening. The only thing remaining is the coloring that Joe is doing. But yeah, it's what Rob put together. Yeah, of course we talked about it and back and forth a lot. But this comic book covers it kind of covers what we're going through in this post-COVID. It shows again that Sam J. Jones, aka Flash Gordon, he's just a guy. So everybody, the entire world right now, COVID and post-COVID, dealing with adversity, dealing with challenges, dealing with peer pressure. No matter what age we are, it's all there. Mm-hmm. And we always, we go to, like you said, we go watch a Marvel or DC movie, and you got to see these superheroes, and they all have superpowers. But here's the deal with Sam J. Jones. He's just a guy. He's just a man. Sure, he's got his athleticism and his wit, but when it comes to him dealing with the adversity, dealing with innocents being attacked, and the whole world sees this, and they say, oh my God, he's vulnerable too. He's a superhero, but he has no special powers. And then all of a sudden he's up and down. Is he going to die? Is he going to get hurt? They realize when he does have success, what the message, the strong, clear message is, well, by golly, if Sam J. Jones can deal with all those issues and all that adversity, and he can have success, and he didn't have to call a freaking board meeting. He didn't have to call in the advisors. Innocence is getting attacked. This is when he goes. And a lot of times all of us are dealing with that. And the world sees, well, by golly, he did it. He had success. He's just a guy. And if Sam J. Jones can do it, by golly, I can do it too. And that's one of the very strong, clear messages. And it gives everybody hope, instead of being, depressed and disillusioned and, impacted and influenced by the wrong messages and the wrong people. So yeah, so Rob and Joe really put together, I think it's super positive, and it's colorful. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but there's a lot of twists and vulnerabilities and a lot of different enemies. And of course, we got some sexy villainesses too. Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it wouldn't be that a good project like this without the sexy ladies. Now, Sam, I have to say that's actually like what you just said is what I really loved about the movie as well, was because I've been like really getting into the superhero motif recently, like just being introduced in the MCU, because the MCU made the superhero kind of come back to the screen, right? And it's just been a constant superhero theme. And what I really loved about this movie was the human aspect of it, and the fact that he's not a superhero, he's just a regular human being. And the fact that he deals with all of this stuff, and it shows that the human spirit and the human connection is what is our superpower. And I think that is an incredible story, and it needs to be told. And I love that you guys are doing this in the form of a comic book, because it is really the hero's journey.
It's the hero's journey for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rob, can you expand a little bit more on that, because you are writing this, right?
Yeah, it's written. It's done.
It's written.
Yeah, you've written it.
I'll give you my. Hold on to your seats now. I'm going to give you my pitch here. Okay.
Okay.
Sam. Well, this isn't Sam playing a character. This is Sam J. Jones. Okay. Minding his own business, and all this stuff happens. An emissary from a distant planet, Valoris, warns Earth of impending doom in his galaxy as well as ours. The planet Valoris is in need of a champion, and they receive one solitary signal from Earth, that being the classic sci-fi film starring the rugged action adventure star Sam J. Jones. Unbeknownst to Sam, he has become the living embodiment of hope and resistance against the evil Emperor Gorgaro. The alien visitor pleads with the President of the United States to dispatch the Silver Screen Warrior to return with them to save the galaxy as we know it. Now, between making movies and traveling the world as a personal security specialist, Sam has a family. He does his normal things. He also has myriads of fans that he visits and talks to. But little does he know that this fan from a faraway galaxy will soon call him into action. Will Sam answer the call? Will Sam save every one of us? Find out by reading Sam J. Jones Saves the Galaxy.
Yes.
Yay! That was amazing.
Hell of an elevator pitch, man.
That was awesome.
But what we have in here, what I wanted to put in here is it's a lot. The story is about adventure. It's about courage. It's about relationships. It's about redemption. And so there's a character arc with the princess that I think is very interesting. I think you'll like it quite a bit. And we always want to honor God in what we do. We want to honor our country because we're patriots. And the biggest thing is we want to entertain. And Sam, he's on board with me on that. And we've become, Joe and I have become good friends as a result.
Yeah, amen. It's good. Yeah, see, a lot of people don't know, ladies, that people that have never met me, they don't know me from Adam. They'll say, "Hey, I don't know you, but you look familiar. Tell me about yourself." So I tell them within a few seconds. They say, "Well, I've been a country boy, Southern boy for 69 years. I've been a Marine for 51 years. Still in my mind, I'm a Marine. Wow. I've been an actor for only 45 years. and I've been a security professional for 20 years. So I don't wait around. I got retrained up, what we call federal protective doctrine, and I protect people. And hopefully good people. I protect good people from
So
bad
you're like the bodyguard?
yeah. I mean, I guess that's one way of saying it. But primarily, I've done a lot of working in high risk environments. But now I've sort of transitioned more to the U.S. I worked Mexico for 17 years, all through Mexico.
Woo, Mexico.
Primarily the protecting people in Mexico. Anyway, I love it, and it's no big deal for me. It keeps me from waiting by the telephone. When the movie business is slow, I run security operations. When security operations are slow, I make movies and I do comic books and I do these personal appearances. But it's natural for me. It's just it's a lot of fun, and I love. Again, I can't, if more than 2 days go by and I'm not working, I get a little bit antsy. And usually when Thursday rolls around, if I'm not doing a security op or a movie, my wife will say, "Aren't you leaving tomorrow?" Okay.
Wait, so I got to ask, have you shown up for work to be security, and somebody's like, Flash Gordon just showed up to be my security?
Well, no, it's a great question, and it's sort of a taboo thing in a way. I'll give an example. Most of the people I protect, they're not in the movie industry. That's number one. They're either millionaires or billionaires, or they're corporate executives who don't really, they're probably
watched a movie.
They're watching movies, but they're not really, they're in their own world with their heads are down. However, after 4 months protecting a CFO of a huge Japanese corporation, when he found out, he said, "Thank God that I knew." He said, "Thank God that you proved yourself as a security professional, protecting me for all these months." And then I find out that, and I just basically, it is what it is. And I don't.
That's a movie. You should make that movie where somebody hires a security.
We actually did.
A movie.
Yeah, we did my documentary called Life After Flash, and we incorporated. We put a team down in Mexico, camera crew, and there we were. I mean, we were obviously not showing the jefe or the boss that we were protecting, but we incorporate that into the. Well, what's cool about this? Rob incorporated this into the comic book. That it's not
cool.
I get a phone call from the president, or I get a phone call from whomever, and hey, Sam, we really need your help to save America and to save the galaxy. It's not as though, okay, you're an actor. Yeah, you know what? Let's use the actor. No, this is what I do. And in reality, I've been doing it for 51 years, ever since I've been a Marine.
Thank you for your service, by the way. I mean, that's really amazing. There's so much I want to ask you, and I'm just a little still a little starstruck, but I'm gonna ask Anna's question because I know Anna's not gonna ask this.
Oh
so
my God,
I'm
no,
gonna ask.
do it. I'll ask a different question. Okay, so in the comic, first, how many pages is it, and then is it going to have a sequel?
Well,
go ahead, Sam.
No, Rob, tell him. It's a 54-page a graphic novel. But go ahead, Rob.
Well, it's a 54-pager, and if there's something wrong with me, I can't do 22 pages. It just goes on. But yeah, it's 54 pages, and we're going to see what the reception is for this. And hey, there's plenty more adventures up here. Okay, right here.
So then, is this story like a complete story, or is it?
It's a one-off. Yes. However, at the end, when you see it, that leaves room for a lot of questions and a lot of things. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
It's a one-off story, so you guys definitely want to back this now, just in case. You never know. It's going to be a one-of-a-kind book, so you want to get yours now. You
Yeah,
better,
it's
better
wonderful.
get it.
People are coming on board, ladies. Look at that.
I know. It's incredible. Just
Yeah.
wait until
Good for
Anna.
you.
You're gonna have to go on Anna's channel too, and get on get on there with Anna, because Anna has a massive comic book fan following. So
Yeah. Wow.
it's
Yeah.
gonna right. It's gonna happen, Anna. Right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna-
You guys are welcome on anytime. I'll pimp out your book as much as I can.
Thanks, Anna. Thank you.
Tell them
Anna's
about the-
Of course.
Anna's
go
really
ahead.
good at pimping things out.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know.
Tell them
I
about the
learned,
tiers.
I learned the ways of the internet over the
Well,
past few years.
we're gonna do your show whether you like it or not.
Yeah, there you
I'd
go.
love to have you guys on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
tell us a
them-
little bit about the tiers.
Yes, the tiers. Yes.
So the tiers, we have the basic tier, which is $40, and that's a pretty good price for a 54-page graphic novel. You'll get all the extras with that. You'll get the 3 exclusive trading cards. You'll get the membership card, which is down there. You'll see that, and also a bookmark. Then we have
Membership card is
the membership
one
card
right
is
here,
very
right?
important. That's for this campaign only. We're gonna burn the rest. That's the only card that's gonna really blow. It's gonna be in your back pocket in case you need it. You're supposed to keep it with you.
You gotta have that membership card.
It's got the oath on it. You have to sign that, but put your name on it. And then the next tier is the sketch card and book. So my dad will draw you up a nice sketch card. It'll be unique, and you'll give him some more money for that, and he'll give you some original art.
Yeah, click
And
the
then we have
button of it. So all the
here?
perks. There you
we
go.
go.
See? There's all the perks.
Yeah, you also get all the perks as well with that. Then the next one is the autograph book tier, which I feel like that one's going to go pretty fast. And it's taken us a lot of the work to get, those books. I'm going to be physically taking them to him to sign. And then we're going to be sending them back across the country. And then we're going to be sending it straight into your hand. So get your signed copy of that in case you can't make it out to one of these cons that we'll talk about later. But you get everything with that. The original art page, that's also a very good price. I told him to price it higher than that, but you'll get a page of original art from the book, and that'll be sent nice and safely to you. In a really rigid
So
manner.
you're drawing all of these by hand. Nothing's digital, right?
Yeah, now
No,
look at
it's all by
this.
hand. He's an old school artist.
Yeah.
Still does it the
Art
old
is
the old
incredible.
way.
And there's lots of original art to go, and you're going to see that later. That is going to be going to ship that.
Now, can I tell them about this tier? This is my
please.
favorite tier.
Yes.
Okay, let's hear it.
Other than getting everything, that's included. If you read that, you look close, you're going to have a one-on-one private breakfast, lunch, or dinner with Sam J. Jones. That's right, one-on-one. And so you say, well, wait a minute. And how in the world are we going to connect with Sam J. Jones? Well, we have my comic book tour schedule. It's up there. It's on the site right there, and it's fluid, meaning we're adding to it daily. So we can do this one of two ways. Obviously, if you want to do the tier 1, you contact Joe. And here's the schedule. In other words, I'm leaving early in the morning to go to Minnesota. That's the Minnesota Con. So I'll be in Minneapolis. Well, it's this weekend. I have to get there in the morning, though. So it's June 2nd to the 4th. And if you're there, if you're attending, you come early. You contact Joe, and we're able to. And also, I'm going to throw in 2 little other surprises. I talked about this last time we did this, but 2 other little surprises I'm going to add to this. Now, when I'm doing these events, obviously, I'm with other celebrities. And a couple of these, I'm going to be with Lou Ferrigno. So not only will you be having this private meal at a public restaurant, No, I'm not going to go to your. I'm not going to your haunted house. Okay. But then
I was about to say this might get a little dangerous even
but,
for you.
but we are open for tier 2. Of course, that's a high end deal as well. But so
I don't know. Have you watched Misery? You might be thinking.
Oh my God, you watch Misery?
She wants to do that to Henry Cavill. So
No,
Why? Why Henry Cavill? Oh, I know why.
have you seen him?
Yes. Oh my goodness. So how this is going to work? So yeah, I'm doing this tour. I'm usually at a Comic-Con. There's other celebrities with me. So not only will you're going to be having this meal with me at a public restaurant, and it's not going to be like, hey Sam, thanks a lot for the beer or the glass of wine. I know it's only been 7 minutes. Hey, take care. No, we're not. No, we're talking about minimum, Joe, 2 hours, minimum 2 hours,
Oh,
and
wow.
and also
amazing.
especially while I'm on the road at one of these events, I'm going to have other celebrities with me. Hello. Okay.
Ooh, very nice.
So-
Now, are you Sam? Are you gonna be to quote your other movie, the one that you did, Ted? Are you gonna be? Are you gonna be partying like it's the 80s?
Absolutely.
Yep.
80s.
You're gonna get a little white baggie with your purchase
No,
as
I don't
well. It's
get
gonna
no
come in the
food.
mail. You gotta save it for whenever you're with Sam. Though.
That's just a movie. And by the way, for people that saw Ted and Ted 2, we came out of the bathroom and we had all that white powder over our noses and our
right?
mouths. You know what that was, don't you? The little teddy bear got carried away in the bathroom. He knocked over the container of baby powder. So that's
Right.
what that was.
Mhm, mhm.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was. I don't know what everybody else thought it
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
but
they keep
But
baby
but
powder in men's restrooms now.
And I know. But this is a great tier because, again, not only will it be me, and we're going to have it's a meet and greet, but it's a long dinner, lunch, whatever you're available for. And most likely I will have another celebrity. You like how I say that? Celebrity with me. Hopefully it'll be Lou Ferrigno. And yeah, so
that's awesome. Now, I heard that maybe there's more Ted movies happening. Is that true?
I hope so. When I signed for Ted 2, I also, which we already found, I also signed for Ted 3. So the contract, all the contractual, all the legalities, it's signed. All we need to do is if Seth MacFarlane wants to do it. Obviously, loved and Mark Wahlberg. I mean, surely I don't think it's a movie without Mark Wahlberg. He's one of the most. He's one of the most humble men that you ever meet in your life. He really is.
I met Mark once at a rave at his last Marky Mark appearance in Vancouver.
Wow.
It was
What
yeah.
year are we talking about?
It was, I think, of 2000. Oh God, I want to say like 2004, 2005.
Okay.
It was like
It's-
Summer Love.
It's before his big movie career took off.
Yeah, and
He's a super humble guy. I don't know how I was back then, but when I spent some good time with him and doing 2 movies, and again, just a really humble guy, and he's
seems like a really nice guy. Yeah.
super, yeah.
Seth, though, have you seen his new or his new show, the
Orville?
sci-fi show?
No, ladies, I haven't had. This is crazy. My 45 years of making films and TV, I've only seen half my work. So I don't even. And not only do I not have time to see my work, I don't have time to see, my friends and everybody else's work.
That makes sense. You're a busy guy.
Well, kids. I got 5 kids and a whole lot of grandkids, and that's what we do. It's. I remember the early years when I was getting ready to put on. I had my first one of my early TV series, and I think The Highwayman. Yeah, my second or third series, and I said, "Okay, kids, come on, let's all gather around. We're gonna watch me tonight. You're gonna watch your daddy on TV." All of a sudden, my daughter says, "Wait a minute, Daddy, aren't you taking me to dance?" And my son said, "Daddy, aren't you taking me to baseball?" I went, "Yeah, you're right. Well, there goes my."
Oh my
So
God.
that's and it just exponentially increased that way, and I had more kids, and
and less time. Yeah, no, it makes sense. But he has a really good show recently. It's called The Orville, and
Mhm.
I think that he did what the new Star Trek couldn't do, Sam. So if you're
oh
interested, I highly recommend The Orville. I think it's a really good show. Anna, do you agree? You've seen it, right?
Yeah, no, I like the Orville a lot. Actually, one of the shows that I really liked growing up was Stargate SG-1. And so the episode that you were in was so good, and then they never did anything with it. It made me so frustrated.
yeah, I love that. That was that was it was called Dead Man's Switch, and I played the
Mhm.
bounty hunter. His name was Eris Bach. I love that. It was wonderful.
That's really cool. I've heard like rumors about how they might reboot Stargate and all this stuff like that too, and that kind of makes me nervous because I feel like all the reboots have not gone quite well. But Sam, if they were gonna do like a reboot of Flash Gordon,
Oh yes,
what would you think of that? Are you down
yes,
with something like
that would
that?
be me, Nina. Yes, that would be me. Absolutely, yes. Oh no, what's cool about the sequel or the reboot, whatever you want to call it, some of these creative Hollywood guys, it's a very sensitive issue. If they're
Mhm.
attached to it, you can't call it a sequel, you can't call it a reboot. This is
Mhm.
my creation, right? So
Mm.
So no, but what's really amazing about this second Flash Gordon, let's just call it that. I guess not to be politically correct, but just it's crazy because all these years, especially in Hollywood, when people use the vernacular, my project is in development. Well, you know what that means. It means that you don't have the money yet. Well, the
Right.
crazy thing about the part two of Flash Gordon these last 35 years was the people that came in and bought the screenplay rights to make that next movie, they were all extremely proven and reputable. Everybody from Steven Summers, Van Helsnick to Neil Moritz, who did all the Fast and Furious, to Fox Studios, the Fox Studios. They actually called me in 7 years ago and said, "Hey, we're going to do Flash Gordon. We're going to bring you on board. We're still writing it right now, trying to figure out if you're going to be Flash Gordon as the older, obviously the older Flash Gordon, or the dad of the new Flash Gordon." And I said, "Great, let's do it, man. All for it." Well, that was
Mhm.
in development. They say development hell, but that was in the development creative side for all those
Mhm.
years. And then a year and a half ago, Disney bought Fox and brought in Waititi, who
Mm.
directed Thor.
Taika
They
Waititi, yeah.
they hired him to develop the new Flash Gordon. And it's been over a year. He's been writing it, and so that's where it is now. It's just a fascinating story that
Mhm.
everybody bought the screenplay rights 4 or 5 different times, but nobody followed through with the option and made the movie. It's crazy how that works. But
Yeah.
hopefully he'll make it work.
I hope so. I mean, he's a big name, so if anyone can do it
Yeah.
at this point, it would be someone like him. Yeah, I feel like he's a bit of a hit and miss for me. Like I loved his Jojo Rabbit movie, but like his new Thor movie was terrible. I was like, "What did
Yeah,
you do to Thor?
I hear
My
you.
God, what the heck happened to this guy?" But he's just
I
again,
think
he's
he's
just
a
hit and
name that
miss.
will get backing, because
Yes.
when people hear it, they same thing as you, Nina. It's like some movies are really good, others are like a hit and a miss. But
Mhm.
so far, all of his movies seem to get made and funded.
Yeah, he's a big time name, so if anyone can do it, it's gonna be him.
But
Uh,
it wouldn't have any of like the same, charm of the special effects because they would be so different. Like we wouldn't have people with wingsuits, and you wouldn't be
yeah,
on like a moving platform.
Oh, it's funny.
yeah. Oh my God, like what was that? What was that like? Fighting with Timothy Dalton on that set where it was like the little
Yeah,
spikes were coming through and
it was,
everything.
yes, it was the battle disc. Yeah, we rehearsed that for weeks. He was wonderful. We had that tension back then. There was always a little bit of tension. Nothing that I created. I think it was created after World War II. tension meaning between the Yankees, the Americans, and the Brits, the English. And I think my grandpa, I don't know, all I know is my grandpa said, I called him up when I went to England, and I realized I got the part. They flew a couple actors over there for 30 days of screen testing. I ended up getting the part, and I called my grandpa. I said, Grandpa, I'm going to fly you over. He said, hell no. Talk to those Brits. I said, Grandpa, wait a minute, excuse me. Weren't we allies in the war? He said, yeah, but the Brits. I said, no, I don't know. I'm having a good time over here. So I forced him to come. It's amazing how every time we try to listen to rumors and gossip, or some story has started somewhere, and we just all jump on board. It sounds like what the media might do, right?
Yes.
And we just jump on board because we have not done what, ladies? We've not gone to the source. We've not gone to the source with our own eyes. So I brought my grandpa to England, and oh my God, he was like, he had this face when he came. And I had my driver, Leslie, take him to a local pub. This is a true story. And he spent the next week going to the local pubs, befriending every Englishman. And he came back. He said, grandson. He said, oh my God, there's nothing wrong with these people. I said, duh. So it got to the point, I'm not making this up, we had to send out search parties to find my grandpa at the local pubs.
That's hilarious.
Because why? He went to the source. All of us. Are you hear that? America, world, Mexico, Canada. We have to go to the source to get the facts and the truth. That's what my grandpa did.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Mexico, because you hear all sorts of stuff about Mexico in the news all the time, and you're like, oh, I don't. For a long time, I was influenced by that as well, and I was like, I don't even want to go there to vacation. And then I did come here to vacation, and I felt so in love with this place that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this place my home, because there's so many places on earth that I feel like is like that. We all think the worst because the media is constantly bombarding you with just the most negative thing that you could see about that place. And then once you actually go there and you're like, wow, I'm on the same level, I'm seeing the same people, we're all having food, we're sharing this culture and this experience, and it becomes a totally different thing. Sam, you are absolutely awesome to hang out with. Rob, you too. Joey, my man, thanks for setting this up. You're amazing. Thank you. But before we wrap it up, can you guys just one more time give your pitch about this book, and also let's talk about what you got coming up next, Sam, your tours and everything like that.
Yeah, well, my pitch is simple. When I do about 30 to 40 Comic Cons a year. And a year ago, when I told the fans, hey, I'm doing a comic book with Joe Archie, and they pleaded with me. They said, whatever you do, Sam, do not fund it yourself. Don't private fund it. You need to include us, on Indiegogo. You need to include us. So I said, why? He said, because we want ownership. We want partnership. So by golly, I went with what the fans, what they encouraged me to do. And that's the simple pitch. He said, the simple pitch is, here we are. The book is 95% ready. I think Joe, it's already written. It's he's just finishing up. Joe, you finish up the coloring and the lettering, right?
The lettering, yep.
Yeah, and that's it. The pitch is simple. Just get the book. Be a partner with us, and you get ownership with it. And also, we're going to get to meet. And when I do this comic book tour and you come and you talk to me, this is your opportunity to tell me your story as well, how we've all, impacted your lives over the years and all that. And this book it's going to make you laugh. It's going to put you at the edge of your seat. And I love what the lady said. Hey, well, most likely we'll probably do some reboots, sequels, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we're very good. And it's my first comic book, my first graphic novel. And Very,
Sky's the
very.
limit from here, man. And I mean, look at this. This is an amazing sketch here. I
And
I
that's
absolutely love
that
it.
actually that one there. That was my other son, Luke Archie,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
he's a very I got everybody involved.
Whole
But it
family
was he's a very good portrait painter, and he did a very good job in that. So that's one of the cards, his
that
art.
is
And
amazing. Look at this, lovely, lovely ladies over here.
oh, they're everywhere.
And there's another one.
There she is. That's the princess. She's got some issues.
Like monster issues.
Oh, I love this. Like he's got this alien dude by the throat here. He's got the gun. I mean, like this is cool. This is some cool stuff. There she is.
There she
It's
is.
like classic space opera, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, she's got a very good character arc. I hope.
It looks
So,
cool, man. It looks
yeah.
cool. And I mean,
And
honestly, at this point, the bar from the mainstream stuff is set so low that I think you guys are gonna be just fine as long as you know, stay away from all the political BS.
And
You
just
guys,
have fun and tell good stories, which is what I think that this
exactly.
is. At least it
Yeah.
looks like everything I've seen for this, it just looks like you guys are just having fun making
oh,
this.
yeah. Now see right there. Now Anna, Star Wars girl, right?
Yes.
Sam is wielding a proton cutlass. All right. And I'm very heavily influenced by my son Joe because he's like a #1 Star Wars fan. So we didn't do the lightsaber, but I got something similar to it.
I got you. Got your laser sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe told me today before the stream because I told him that I was bringing Anna on, and he said, "Oh my God, if we start talking about Star Wars, I won't be able to stop."
You really entire stream, yes.
That's
Oh, and
fun.
I'm going to have these, by the way, we just started this for this weekend. I'm going to have these copies of the art in Minneapolis. I'm going to have the color and the black and white line art. And if once you purchase the comic book, you just show me your, what's it called? The barcode. I'm not the barcode. The what?
Backer number, the backer number.
The
The
backer
backer
number.
number.
Yeah, and you'll get
And then I'm going to sign this for you. And you're going to get this or the color one. Yeah. So we're just
Excellent.
this weekend in Minnesota.
Yeah, so this is going to give the people who actually go to visit Sam and have the opportunity to actually get a real another perk that wouldn't be available to anybody else. Mhm.
Yeah, and so tell us a little bit more about what you got coming up next year. So this is your comic book tour. You got Minnesota next, and or Minneapolis next, and then you got Illinois.
Superman celebration in Metropolis. Okay. And then, of course, we got the Days of the Dead. I like doing horror movies. Why? Horror cons, because believe it or not, Flash Gordon is officially categorized as a science fiction, fantasy, horror movie. I know it sounds crazy.
Wow.
And then we have to add after June, the last weekend of June. Where am I? I am in. It's not on there yet. If you scroll down, we accidentally put it in 2024. I am in. Keep going. Where am I? Keep going. I am in. Well, I'm in.
There it is.
I'm in Collectibles Extravaganza and Musicon.
oh my bad.
That's Boxborough, Massachusetts, and that is June 30th. Yeah, we got to move that. I don't know how it got down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all these, if you just go on the site, it's all there. But the Boxborough, Massachusetts, called Collectibles Extravaganza and Musicon. You need to go onto their site to see all the different musicians who are going to be there as well. The Collectibles Extravaganza and Musicon in Boxborough, Mass. It's the last weekend going into early July of it's the last weekend of June.
Excellent. That is so very cool. This has been really cool. And there's been a couple super chats here for you, so I'm gonna read them out real quick. Frank said for $4.99, just saying hi and simping for Flash Gordon because that's what you got to do. I mean, Flash Gordon's the best. GJJ says just backed. Russell Hall, thank you for the 2, says, funny story. My nickname also happens to be the Flash. That is really gross, Russell Hall. Thank you.
That's really gross.
Russell is a complete degenerate.
Christopher, thank you for becoming a member. That's very appreciated. GJJ again for $10 says, plus the soundtrack. Of course, that is really cool. Did you ever get to meet Freddie Mercury?
I did not, but the entire cast did except me because I just had no time. I was in almost every scene. But in our documentary Life After Flash, we interviewed Brian May, and Brian May is incredible. He said he believes some other bands would argue, but Brian May is quoted in saying that Queen did the first rock opera soundtrack to a major motion picture. I think Tommy and the Who, a few bands would argue that, but Brian May is adamant. It's the first rock opera soundtrack for a major motion picture. And Queen, as you know, not only complimented the movie, Queen brought incredible value to Flash Gordon.
He really did. There's another question here for you. What's it like working with the SG1 cast?
They were incredible. Just a big fun, all of them. Just a lot of fun to work with. And I learned a lot on that shoot. I really learned a lot. They sort of have their own language. I love to improvise, and sometimes, as long as you share the writer's vision and all that. But on this particular show, I couldn't improvise the way I wanted. So they really worked with me and got me out, encouraged me to get out of the improvisation.
That's
really
awesome.
To help develop this. And I learned a whole lot about memorization. They actually freed me up a lot on really the technique behind memorization. No great mystery, but you fellow actors out there, anybody new coming up, basic 101, I used to memorize my lines based on blocking or the way I perceived it. Well, you're going to kind of lose your freedom by doing that. And they really encouraged me about just memorization anywhere, any place. Really, in the shower, in the bathroom, walking, grabbing some person down the street you don't even know and say, hey, do me a favor. Here's a copy of my lines. Can you run lines with me? No, seriously. It was a freedom. I was finally liberated from my way of doing things on the SG1 set, and thank God that they did what they did for me.
That's really cool. Did you work with Joseph Malazzi?
Yes. Wait a minute. What character? It's funny. What
he was the one of the showrunners.
Yes. Yeah. Wait a minute. If it was 2000, because they do change showrunners. We filmed this in the year 2000, or was it 2001? In the year 2000.
I'm not sure if he was on there yet.
Joseph was, but primarily Michael. Michael,
okay.
the producer, was very helpful. Very helpful with me and the entire cast as well.
That's really cool. Yeah, I got to hang out with Joe on another live stream because he did another show called Dark Matter, and I got to know him through that. And we did several live streams together talking about his Dark Matter creation, which was really cool. There's another super chat here for you from Big Rob, says 10 Army vet here. Got to meet Sam last year at Atlanta while at dinner with Jim Cummings, Rich Horowitz, and Zanini. Sam is an awesome dude.
Well, thank you. Yes. Well, thank you, Matt. Zazzini, Jeff Zazzini, he's a big a booking agent for all the celebrities. Yeah, I remember that. We had a lot of fun that time.
That's really cool. I'm glad you got to come over here, Big Rob. Thanks for the super chat. And we're going to wrap things up here now with you, Sam, because I know you have to go. You got an early flight. But let me just get a couple of these super chats, and then we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you, Dragonblade, for saying this is special. Thank you all. You're very welcome. Thank you, John, for the super chat. Nina, miss you from the BBC. Good news forever. Thank you. A couple of members here from John Benor and or thank you. Russell Hall embarrassing himself again with $2, saying please don't embarrass me from Flash Gordon. Thank you, Russell Hall. And John Burns for $2.79. Gordon's alive. Brian Bless, great
He-
co-star.
He's wonderful. Yeah, Brian's
Mhm.
incredible.
All of that movie is just such a great cast. So much, just there's just so much that you miss and miss in today's movies. So I mean, last night I had a really great time watching that movie. I recommend everybody go and watch it even again, just to clean your palate from whatever you've been watching recently, because it's probably a lot better than what you've seen. Thank you, Dragonblade, for the becoming a member. And Brad's Monkey gifted 5 memberships to the chat earlier, so thank you for that. And John Benor also gifted a membership. Thank you again for that. Again, everybody, please go and back this book. It's been an absolute pleasure here. We also have another campaign going from Anna as well, so make sure you check that out. That is in the description. This is the campaign. Once again, everybody, you want to get in on this because it's once in a lifetime thing, man. You gotta get in on this. You gotta back creatives that are just here to entertain you, and that's what we
Have
want. That's all we
fun.
want to ask. Yes, they want to have
Mhm.
fun. So here we go. And I don't know if you've seen, by the way, Sam, Anna's cosplay calendar or not, because that's also on Indiegogo. And I'm just going to quickly share it with you here
Yeah, bring
because
it up. I want to. Oh, look. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's you.
yes.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that a lot. It actually, it's posted at the very end of ours almost every time. I haven't seen these, but
This
that
one is new. I launched this yesterday, so this is like my new
oh,
cosplay
pretty cool.
calendar.
Look at you! Wow.
Mm-hmm. This is Anna, Ascilla Berkery. This was her Barbie. Anna Schill, go ahead. Tell everyone what's going on with this.
Oh yeah, guys, this is just my latest calendar. I launched it a little over 24 hours ago. So thank you guys so much for backing. You guys really came out and supported me in my first 2. So this is my 3rd, and I'm very happy with the support that you guys have shown me. So thank you. And but tonight's not about me. Tonight's about them. So go back their comic book.
Yes, and also I feel like now instead of Princess Leia, you should be Princess Aura for number 12. I don't know.
I'm gonna do a princess cosplay calendar eventually, so I got the princesses, down.
Okay, so Princess Aura's gonna have to be one of them that you're gonna have
That
to
will be a
do.
fun one. That'll be some interesting makeup.
Yeah, for sure. Sam, again, thank you so much.
Our princess from our book too. Okay, we want to see that.
Oh, yes.
Do the indie comic character calendar. I got a
Definitely.
whole list ready of different ones all to be doing, but I will definitely add yours onto the list as well.
Rob, did you have anything else you want to talk about before we call it?
Oh, nothing. Just hey, we'd appreciate your support, and I think you'll find it entertaining and uplifting and just fun. All right.
Excellent. Joey, any final words?
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you, Nina, and that Star Wars girl. It was great meeting you both, and thank you to everybody that backed tonight. We got a huge boost tonight. Thank you for that. And yeah, Hell Comics Gate. That's all.
Yay, of course, and I'm gonna definitely hit up some other people to have you guys go on their shows and make sure you get this comic back. One last super chat here from John Burns. Thank you for the $6.99. April at the Calgary Comic Expo, I cosplayed as John Candy's character Uncle Buck. Had a great weekend. Also met Jonathan Franks. Good night. Oh my god, that sounds really cool, man. Thank you for sharing that. I love how passionate everybody is. Sam, once again, thank you so much for giving us your time tonight, sir.
Appreciate it.
And hopefully we'll see you again very soon.
That's right.
And with that, everybody, thank you for coming out.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Of course, Rob. Have a good one, everybody.
Don't forget to back that Star Wars girl calendar. Come on.
Yeah.
You got to clip that, Anna.
I was going to say that.
Thank you.
Have a good one, everybody. Bye.
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 Bye.